Hello everyone, welcome back to Coding with Brian. My name is yet new Brian. So today I'm going to be making this weather app application. It's very simple. As you can see, it works very nice and it retrieves weather updates based on the specific country or city that you input. And it has some really unique features that I think you're going to learn from them. And it can be good for especially beginners or intermediates. So if you are even expert, if you want to brush up on your skills. So as you can see, we input example, let's say Australia, it retrieves the specific weather details from that country on that day. As you can see, it gives weather in Australia. It even has the temperature and etc. So let's input Brazil and see how it behaves. Yeah, you can see here it has weather in Brazil. That's negative 7.71 degrees. It has the overcast clouds, you have the humidity, and it even retrieves the wind speed. And even as I don't know, even if you notice that even the background photos changes. Hello there once again. So what are you going to have learned by the end of this video? By the end of this video, you will have learned how to use the JavaScript syntax, HTML, CSS, and even how to use the openWeather API. I hope this is interesting. You can share the project with your friends, and also you can put it into your resume when you're looking for a job for a potential employer. And remember, so let's get started. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. So let's start from scratch first. So let's start by creating a new folder, then drag and dropping it into our code editor of choice. You can use any code editor that you want, but I preferably like using Visual Studio Code because it's the best right now and most developers use it, and it has some really cool features that I think are going to be useful unto you. So let's let's start by creating our HTML. First of all, our HTML file, so that will be index.html. And then let's import the skeleton, and right there weather up. So if you don't know how I've gotten the skeleton, you can just press easy control then the exclamation mark. Yeah. So in the part of the title, let's input the weather app. Then you can start the live server so that you can get real time, so that you can see at real time how our weather app is. So in the part of the body, let's import some div. And let's give the div a class known as, that is, card. Again, let's create another div. And then at the same time, let's give this div a class known as search. Search meaning that it's going to contain the search bar. I don't know if you can remember the one that we used to import yeah, like that one. Yeah. So let us put it side by side, so at least you can with the let us put the final application side by side with our code editor so that you can see how it is, and so that you can try to make the same one, because remember we want to make the same one as the same as our design. Let's open another tab so that we can input the URL from our live server so that we can see how it is when you are making the application. So inside the search div, let's put an input tag. Give it a type of known as type of text and a class of search. Let's say search bar because they cannot have the same class search as with the div. Then placeholder, let's say search. So let's just check if you can see how it is. I don't know if you can see it. And then input a button. Uh, this button has been given by the gig copilot, but let's modify it. We don't want it like that. So yeah, so button. Then we'll give it an SVG. Which has stroke with stroke and inside the two quotation mark, let's say current color. Let's just check here the button, then give it a fill of still current color. Let's give it again stroke width. Let's say stroke width would be 0, and then view box 00 1024 1024, then height of 1.5 em, width 1.5 em, then x means let's put that URL and then give it a path. Let's paste the path there. So you're going to get the path. You can check the GitHub file that is going to be in the description down below. You can get the path of the path where the SVG is coming from. Okay. So let's change here again, like stroke current color and then fill current color. Sorry, I had messed up, so let's just I just put it like that. Um, Sorry, I'm making here some mistakes. Yeah, and this good shows you that when someone makes these videos, like usually you encounter a lot of some challenges, not a lot, some challenges, and then I think that's how the life of a developer is. But remember, you can format all of them so that at least they may have a nice arrangement. But I usually like formatting my codes after having coded all of them later. But you can format them even as you're making it, no problem. So that they may look nice on the code editor and they may be arranged nicely. I think let's just save all of it and see how it is. Yeah, so no changes. So so there's a problem here. So let's again create another file, that is the CSS. So that will be style.css. So first of all, let us import or link the HTML with the CSS so that it can be like link rel and then style sheet. That rel or rel refers to relationship, style sheet href, and then import the URL for the style.css. Then press the control, then follow that path to the CSS to the style.css. So let's first of all give the body some features or some styles. Display, let's say to be flex, justify content to be center, then align items, I'm going to say to be center. Height, let's give it I think 100, yeah, 100 vh. Margin, let's say to be 0. Then font family, let's say sans serif. But remember, if you don't want to go through this CSS in this video, you can just skip it. But I'm going to put the link to the GitHub files below. So background image, background, let's put that color, and then background image URL, yeah, that HTTPS, and then source.unsplash. So background image, you're getting the images from Unsplash. Okay, so and then give it a font size of 120%. So that background image is the same, is the one that was dynamic and was changing as per the city or country as from our project. So we have saved it, and yeah, so let's come again. So the next one is the card. The first div has the class card, so we need to give it some styles. I don't know if you can see that one. So let's come here at our css and then dot card. Yeah, because when you're writing classes you usually start with a dot. So give it a background color of h, and then 000, the 0 has 6, and then the 0 one is, yeah, 0, and then color of white. Padding, let us give it 2 em. Border radius, let us give it 30 pixels. Width 100%. Maximum width 420 pixels. Margin 1 em. And then let us so the next one is the search, the class search. So dot search, and then give it some properties, that is display flex. Let's see, yeah, display flex. So this is what it is. So there's one we don't want. Yeah, display flex, okay. Line items, okay, but we don't want this, the one for the margin, so let's just remove it. Yeah, okay, or let's just import this. No, we don't want this, so let's remove it. Then button, let's give the button some properties. So button is going to have so let's see its properties. Background, that's color, the color to be white. No, but we don't want that background color, so let's just change it to be 7C, 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 then 2B. And then let's see, okay, color white, padding none. Now let's move the padding. Border radius 30. No. Border radius, let's give it 50%. Margin left, nope. Okay, let's give it the height first of all, 44 pixels. The width is supposed to be 44 pixels as well. And then margin left, we don't want it, so let's move it. Cursor the pointer, that's okay. Then let's give it margin of 0.5 em. Then an outline of none. Then background, no, so like no background, I think you have input like, yeah, the background, no, so let's move it. Then save. So let's copy this the search. So that is going to be input the search. So that is the search bar. We're going to say input dot search bar. Sorry. So let's give it this property. So first one is border. It's going to have border none, and then we have the outline to be none, and then let's give it a padding. So the padding is going to be 0.4 em, and then let's say even 1 em. I think that's okay. And then border radius, let's say border radius to be 24 pixels. Then background to be the same color. That will be hash 7c7c. Then that's 7c 7c, and then to be color white. Font family to be inherit, yeah. I think that's, and then font size to be 105%. Then give it a width. Lastly, give it a width of, that is calc in the bracket 100%, then minus 100 pixels. Yeah, I think that's okay for search bar. Then you just want, even if I want some, because remember we will want some hovering effect on that search button. So let's say button hover. So to have an hovering effect, that's background is going to change to 7c 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 6b, meaning that when we bring the cursor close to the search bar, it needs to change the color. Okay, so again, let's give it a transition. The button, let's give it the transition of 0.2 seconds is in out. That means when the button, when the hovering effect is happening, it's going to take 2 seconds. Yeah, and then let's move to index and see what's next. Then here you have, that's the let's see. So let's just try to follow this link and see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's continue inputting some details in our HTML. Okay, so I think let's give it a div, and so the div, I think we need to have so h1 and then h2, but no, let's do this. That's the first one. Let h1 be, let's h2 be the first one, and then h1 be the second one. Then h2 inside it needs to have the text weather in Nairobi, and then let's give it a class of name as known as city. And then the next one, class of let's say first of all 51 degrees Celsius, that, and then the class to be temp. Yeah, so let's see. I'm looking for how you write the degrees, because okay, let's just give you some dummy data. Yeah, yeah, something like that. So let's give it a class of that is temp to represent temperature, and then let's give it another div, and then the div is going to have class flex. Okay, so let's return to our style, and then that will be h1 temp, the margin 0, the margin bottom to be 0.4 em. That's the height 1 with the class height 1, further the height 1 with the class temp. Okay, then dot flex, that is the div with the flex flex class. So it's supposed to be flex. Sorry, it's supposed to be dot flex. So yeah, because it's a class flex. So let's just waiting this. Okay, so let's run to a flex class. So the flex class is going to be have display flex, and then display flex, and then align items center, and then display content space between. No, we don't want that, so let's remove and see how it goes. Or let's just see. Then let's let's move again and finish with our HTML. That is the so inside that div with the flex, you're going to give it an img with this with that link, then give it with a class of icon, then below it give it a div with a cloudy text inside it, and it's going to have a class known as description. So let's change the link or that link to be openweather map.org stroke img stroke wn stroke 04n .png. That means that img icon, we're going to get it from the openweather, from a variety of openweather icons that we have on the internet. And then let's give it an alt, and then a class of icon. So let's just save it and see. Yep. 1 minute. So let's create another div, and inside this div is going to have the part of with the humidity and the wind speed. I don't know if you can remember. So let's first change this the class to description, not condition. I think description is much better. And then here the div inside it is going to be humidity, and it's going to have I think let's first of all humidity, let's say 60%. First of all, I'm just giving it this hard-coded data, but we're going to change it later. Then let's copy and paste it, and then the next one, let's say, going to be wind speed. Wind speed is going to be 6.2 kilometers per hour. Then let's give it the humidity, a class of humidity. And then the wind speed is going to have a class of wind. Yeah, so wind speed, let's say, is 6.2 kilometers per hour. Let's save all and see how it is. Yeah, it's looking okay. Okay, so yeah. Hmm. Let's turn to our style, the CSS. Then give this so let's start with the description. Description is the one which had the cloudy text. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. And then give it some style. That's going to be description. Description, and then text transform can be capitalized. Then give it a margin left of 8 pixels. Yeah, okay. Then let's move again to weather.loading. Let's see. Yeah. So we forgot to give that div that div. Let's give this div a class of weather.loading. That div, the div that contains that part from weather in Nairobi. So weather.loading, and then let's turn to our style. Give it some style of. So what's all weather.loading. Give it the styles, that is visibility, the hidden, max height, sorry, 20 pixels, then position to be relative. I just save it. Let's see how it behaves. Sorry. And then let's see if we move this with visibility hidden, then to save. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's just move on. And then weather dot loading after it's hidden. So after this means that weather dot loading after it's hidden. So we want it to perform this task. Okay. So after, want the visibility to be visible, want the content to be inside is going to be, let's say, you can input, let's say, weather is loading. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then color, want it to be white. Why is it weather is loading? So there's some issue, but okay, let's just continue. Color to be white, position to be absolute, top to be 0, and then left want it to be 20 pixels. So let's just save and see how it is. No, there's somewhere that you have made a mistake. Yes, there is somewhere we have made a mistake. So let me just check. Sorry, let me check. Mhm. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah. So the problem was with that. So it's supposed to be dot weather, or dot weather dot loading, then after. Yeah. So that's where the problem was. So let's input our JavaScript file. That is going to be script.js. So before we begin using our JavaScript, so you can head to openweathermap.org, and then you need to create an account. You need to sign up because you're going to be using openweather API, the openweather API, and yeah, so just sign up for an account with them. Very simple, very easy. I think all of you know how to sign up for an account. Then to sign up, like this is the docs. Yeah, you can just read, you can go through the docs because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you want us to do another video dealing with the APIs, please don't forget to let me know in the description. You can just write it there, and then I will cover another video dealing with the APIs, specifically APIs. So here example. If you have an account, you can just sign in, enter your email, then enter your password. But if you don't have, create new account. Example. Let me just give you an example how we can do it. So yeah, the name, Brian, and then yeah. After signing up for an account, you're going to get an email which wants you to verify your email. hmm Yeah. So okay, let's verify it. Yeah. So yeah, it's how it is. But remember, they're going to send you the API key through your email. So yeah, don't worry, they're going to send it. So example, you can see it here. Here's my API key. You And see your API key is this. Now this API key is very important. This is the one that you're going to be using it to be able to retrieve the data, the weather data. So you can just copy it because it's very, very important. And yeah, let's return to our JavaScript file. So the first thing that, remember, first thing we're going to do is write the let weather. But remember, it's very good to read the documentation. That is the openWeather. openWeather documentation is very important. If you want to know how to get the maximum use of from this API. Okay, but I'll say, like, you can tell me and I can put it in another video. So openWeather, and you can give it an API, write the API key, and remember the API key that we had been given through our email. You can put that API key there. Then fetch weather, then give it a function with city, and then let's say fetch. So it's going to fetch the weather from where. So let us return to openWeather API openWeather. So there is API. Look at this API call. You can see HTTP HTTP api.openweather.org stroke data what. So, but we're going to add some other details like city and what. So you can copy that and then paste it into your JavaScript file. You can say like plus city plus, that's the units, is equals to metric, and then that is an ampere and ampere. Close the bracket. Oh, sorry, close the quotation mark. Then plus this dot API key. Yeah. So let's see where it is. Then .10. So it needs to fetch that. Then what? Then that is response. That is going to be equal. So response is going to be so if let's say, let's give it a if statement that if not response is equals to okay. If response dot okay is not okay, sorry, yeah, alert no weather found. That means if the response is not okay or is not right, it needs to return this alert known as no weather has been found. Yeah, and then needs to return response.json. Then I say data to be this dot display weather. Then say, yeah, data, this dot display weather, and then data. Now again, display weather function, and then still you want to use so let's say display weather function and then data, and then give that's the variable const name equals data. So you're giving it a constant because Yeah, like we don't want it to change. We don't want it to change in the future. And then you have another one. Going to say const name to be data. And then const icon. Then description to be data.weather. And then let's start with 0. Remember that's an array. It's going to start from 0 because arrays start from 0. And then const temp humidity. Then going to be data.main. Then again const, that is speed. That's the one for the wind speed. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be data.wind. Let's see. Oh, there's a problem here. Yeah, that's like that. And then so let's say again here document.query selector document.query selector is going to select what? The div that had the class name dot city. Don't know if you can remember it. The div that had the class name dot city. Yeah. So okay, let me just show you here. The div that had the class name dot city. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Okay, let me show you. Like that. Yeah. So dot inner text. So the inner text is going to be weather in plus that is name, and then document still the same document.query selector descriptions. Okay. Change it to description, and then document.query selector to temperature, but we want it to be in temp. We want it to be temp instead of temperature. So let's modify it a little bit. So it's going to be temp plus that is degrees Celsius. So let's copy it again, then paste it. So we're going to change this one from description, let's say to icon, then icon.src. src just refers to source. Then we need to give it that's the URL, the specific URL. So we're going to say https, then that is the URL openweather map.org/img /wn, then close the quotation mark. Going to be plus icon plus open quotation mark dot png. Again, let's change this one, the humidity, and then humidity plus humidity plus that is percent. Okay. Okay, let's dot wind, text, and then going to be wind speed plus speed plus kilometer per hour. And then press it again. And then put the part of the weather. That's the weather loading part. So it's going to be inside the weather. Then let's move this one. We have class list dot remove. Class list dot remove. Then let's remove even this description. Just need to have that is loading. Yeah, like that. And then gain with it. So document the query selector, document dot body dot style dot background image. Then give it a URL. Your URL for our background image, or where our background image is supposed to come from. Okay, so it is specifically coming from Unsplash. Remember, Unsplash usually has free images for use. So yeah, this is the URL of the Unsplash URL bracket https and then unsplash.com 1600 times 900. So like that's the URL for Unsplash. You can just copy it from there. Okay, you can say again. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then plus name, then plus add some quote, some the quotation mark, yeah, quotation marks. Then let's create another function here. So there's some mistake here, so let us try to change it. Okay, another function that is search function. Inside it, let's say this dot fetch weather, this dot fetch weather, then document dot query selector. Now it needs from document dot query selector, that is dot search bar. So like that means that when you put the input from that is inside the search bar, you need to get like some value. Okay, dot value based on from that function that we have made. Let's make here some change. Okay, let me try to arrange it properly so that you can see it better. Okay, so again, let's create another query selector. It's going to be document dot query selector, making some typos, but no problem. So this is going to be search bar. Okay, search button, sorry. Search button, add event listener. That means when we're going to be clicking that the button, like it needs to listen for the events, okay, or when someone presses it, okay. So you need to check for the clicks from the function that is weather dot search. The function that is weather dot search. And then let's create here under document dot query selector. Document dot query selector. So that is going to be search bar, and then it needs to have be inside the parentheses. So inside the question, inside the speech marks, and then let's say here again add event listener. So let's just arrange it this way, because remember they are the same. So instead of copy pasting it, like I think it looks much better. So you can say key apps and then function, that's event, meaning that it needs to listen for the key apps events from the function, and needs to listen for those events. Okay, so let's give it a if statement, that is if event dot key, if event dot key if event dot key is equals to enter. So remember, is equals to is double equal sign, equals to enter. That is going to be weather dot search. Then weather dot fetch weather. That is let's say Nairobi. Since Nairobi was our reference city. Okay, so there's a typo here. We just change it. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so I think we are through. I think we are through the application. Yeah, so let's just yeah, I think everything is okay. So mhm. So remember, like we forgot to link our our JavaScript file with our HTML. So let's just link it. I'm sorry for that error. So let us just first of all link it and see how it's going to be. So that script src source to be .script.js and then defer. So let's just save all of it and look at our final application. Yeah, so here's our final application. Yeah, so but there's a problem. If right in here, there's this init and I don't know why I'm putting it like that. And then Ghana. So Ghana is okay. Let's put another country, India again. I don't know why it's like that. That error. Let's say again Uganda. Yeah, Uganda is okay. But even we can go much further. But there's a problem here. I don't know if you can see, like, even the search bar is not appearing. So the search bar, and then let's remove it. Let's fix that part of the search bar. And even the part of the broken cloud. Yeah. So yeah, fix it. So it's okay. So but there's a problem here. There's a problem here. The search bar is not appearing. So how can we fix it? Okay. You can go further so that when you input the name of a country or a city, after pressing the search bar, like the name of that city can disappear from that search bar. I think that would be much better instead of someone removing it manually. Or you can put an icon, like an X icon, that when someone presses it, it just moves the whole text. So let us go and get our own custom SVG. So you can move to svgrepo.com and get any such icon that you want. So let me look for the one that I want. Get the one that you want and then copy the link. Example, me, I want this one, so I've copied the link. Then after copying the link, let's just paste it and replace it with one that is in the index.html. After having replaced it, let's refresh and see how it is. So there's an error where there's an error somewhere. So let's see. Have I copied it perfectly? 1 minute. Sorry. Let me see. Yeah, right now it's okay. Everything is okay. So yeah, as you can see, everything right now it's okay. So it's in Nigeria. Yeah, I don't know if you can see how that how the background images are changing depending on the country that you import the data from. Yeah, so yeah, so I think our application right now is ready. Because of time, let's just I think that's okay. Let me arrange this one first. So the only thing that is left, we need to deploy it. When deployed it, and you're going to be using Vercel for that. In that part, I'm going to deploy it in Vercel because deploying it using Vercel like is much easier and it's going to give you an easier time. Yeah, so let's make these changes. Okay, yeah, I think everything is okay. So first of all, before deploying it, let us move to the GitHub and create a repository. So that's my GitHub. Remember, if you're going to use it, if you're going while you're going to get the GitHub from while you're going to get the codes from from the GitHub page, please remember to give me a star. Yeah, so let's create a repository. So let's say let's give it the name weather app. Then create the repository. Okay, so we need first of all to push the codes to GitHub, and then from GitHub you're going to just deploy it successfully to Vercel. So let me first open my CMD. CD, and then so alright, that is CD. That's CD means create directory. Then think everything's okay. Okay, so first of all we need to initialize. So it's going to be git init. So we need to push it to GitHub. But remember, if you don't know how to push the files to GitHub, remember you can just even tell me, and I can make another separate video about how you can start using GitHub for beginners. Or yeah, I can show you how you can start using GitHub, because then you can write here git add. Git add just adds all the files that are in that folder, adds it. And then now we need to go to let's git status. Git status just checks if everything is okay. Then we need to commit all the changes. Git commit. Then you need to give it a message. Git commit -m. Give a message. Let's say finished the application. After having done the git commit, now let us copy that path, and then we need to push it. Git push your origin master to push all the changes to our GitHub. Okay, git status. Okay. So let's now move to Vercel. If you don't, so remember, if you don't have a GitHub account, you can create a GitHub account, and here in Vercel you need to again to create a Vercel account. You need to sign up. If you don't have an account, you need to sign up. Yeah, so it's very simple. How it's like, it's very direct. Okay. Yeah. Then after having signed up, you're supposed to link your Vercel with your GitHub. Then after having linked it up, after you've linked it, then it's going to bring all the repositories from. It's going to bring all the repositories from the GitHub to the Vercel app. I don't know if you can see, like, example here. You have the weather app. That's the weather app here, the repository. So we need to import it. So press that import. Then the project name. Remember, the project name is the one that's going to depend in how the URL to your project is going to be. Okay, so you can see here you can use any framework that you want. Okay, just leave everything as it is, or if you need to make any changes you can do it. Then let's deploy it. It's very simple deploying using Vercel. Very simple, and it's usually preferred for the applications that are using like React.js, or even like even JavaScript and this. So but yeah, even very big applications, because very simple and very easy for anyone to do. It has been deployed successfully. Yes, so the next thing that you're going to do is, let's check our domain. No, not domain. Let's move to let's see. Let's just move to the part to our dashboard. Yeah, so like it's deployed successfully. So the only thing that is left, let's move to our dashboard. Yeah, so this is the name that Vassel has given us. But remember, you can change this name, no problem. Other part known as edit. Okay, you can just edit the name, preferably in however you want it to be. But for me, like let us just use it. Yeah, so you can see like it's deployed. You can even check it right now, depending on which year you're watching this video from. Yeah, so yeah, there is our weather application. Let's just input some countries so that you can see if it works properly. Yeah, let's say. So remember, you can get all the codes from the description down below, and remember, you can move to that GitHub page, get and then get all the codes. And remember, don't forget to give me a star rating. So until next time, see you in the next video. Bye.